If only hey, we should make a montage of what's said right. Well, so kind of some things about what's said right before we start recording, unless we have a
Yeah.
guest and we're on our best behavior.
Yeah, which we don't today. So, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Good Times, Bad Friends. First off, we just want to thank you for rocking with us through the guest series. It's been a great run. We've had some really good conversations with some really solid people, and we appreciate everybody who came through and everyone who's been listening. But now we're headed to a new direction. We're in season 3, baby. Going forward, this podcast is going to be built around seasons, with each season focused on a different topic, theme, or conversation that we really want to dig into. Some seasons may be short, some may go a little longer. Our first season, all the episodes got deleted because they were so bad. So we kind of mix and match.
We just decided to.
But each one is going to have its own lane and its own purpose. That'll help kind of keep everything a little more symbiotic. So you're like, oh, I like that last
Ooh.
episode. Let me see what they got going for the next one. It's more intentional, more structure, and a better way for us to build something while Justin's kids keep throwing stuff in the background. And to kick everything off, we're starting with a season called Real Ones. It's a season about friendship, loyalty, growth, and what it means to show up for people. But we got a lot more ahead, and we're excited for y'all to be a part of it. But welcome to season 3, episode 1 of Real Ones.
Well, whenever you get 60,000 views on a reel, or you delete the first 14 episodes of your podcast's existence, and then you try to get some guests and they back out on you, this is kind of where you end up. But I don't know. How are y'all feeling now? What we did, like all good ideas, they get stolen from somebody else. So there was another podcast that was kind of introducing what I would call different topics. You can call them seasons. I call them topics and everything. And I think what's
Chapters.
cool,
Some people would call them chapters. But
there you
Justin
go. So
doesn't
if you're gonna read a good book, yeah, well, I do, but I like picture books, because those words, anything over one syllable words, I get way too confused. But I think it'll be good, because I've gotten a lot of questions about a lot. I mean, anywhere from like 1 to 1,000 to 0, or me asking questions myself to myself. But I think a lot of people kind of want to know the dynamic of where we are, where we met, and everything like that. And it was so funny. I actually was talking to my wife about this the other day, but like how Alex has kind of become a part of this, and like where that came from. And I was like, well, in all reality, I met him through Colin. We kind of played games together a little bit, and then we got in this NCAA football league, and we thought it was going to last forever. And then one season later, it was over with. So
Season.
I think it's going to be interesting, like, especially where we start, to get Alex's perspective. Like, he's going to see a lot about our friend group. He's heard a lot about that. And then to kind of dig into his life a little bit about, like who's still close to you, and what kind of dynamics you have in your friendships and everything. Now, we will get there. We're going to take the long road, just like one of my good old-fashioned rants and speeches and everything. My internet's solid. It's not going anywhere. I'm not changing locations. I'm not taking ice baths, because Ben thinks that's really stupid, so I'm not going to do it anymore. And like all good guests, either my camera sucks, or ice baths are overrated, or anything like that. I have a new challenge for you guys, because I'm usually the one that gets put on the spot. I have the stupid answers. I have no answers at all. I was the only host that's been a guest, and anything like that. So once I'm pretty much keeping us afloat right now. Like,
yeah, we
the
appreciate your
foundation.
service.
The foundation is on the back of my very spotty internet, depending on where I live that day, or that week, or that month, or that year, however you want to put it.
Get to it. What are we doing?
I got a little Native American in me. Another event we can add to this is, you guys are smart. Colin has multiple degrees. Alex is an engineer or something like that. I think he works at the NASA space station. He's been to the moon a couple of times, allegedly, with the other guys that were jumping around. I would consider you guys pretty smart. So what I want to do is, I've just been dying to put that on display. I think between the both of y'all, we could probably muster out about a double-digit IQ. So what I want to do is, I want to bring back, speaking of America's pastimes, we have the UFC 250 event. We have baseball going on. And I think we need to bring back, are you smarter than a fifth grader? So since I'm always the one that's put on the spot and I fail miserably, I want to now give Colin and Alex a chance, live in front of all of our audience. Could be up to 60,000 people watching about now, or nine different people in 9 different countries. We could go back to the OG listeners after this, without using ChatGPT, because I see some screens lining up on both sides.
Oh, we're just talking about how your internet sucks right now and we can't hear you.
What? No way. I'm at 99%, dog. It's not
a
me.
little bit, but you
I've
got real
been
robot-y.
I've been 99%, dog. So that ain't me.
Tell Dope to get off the internet, because
Everybody turn your internets off. Okay, well, with how choppy I've been, however you've heard it to this point, you heard fifth grader, you heard Colin, you heard Alex. I love how they start on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. All right, here's how we're gonna do this.
I feel like I'm
boys.
walking out of the White House right now.
I feel like I'm starting. I'm staring at. I feel like I'm shadow boxing that poor cameraman that keeps flinching and tripping over his cords and everything. Now, we did the drafts. We did all this kind of stuff. We've all been a part of some of the biggest moments in this podcast history, but I get to step back and I just get to be an incredible host. So, Colin, Alex,
Yes. Happy
you
to
will
be
be
here.
competing. There will be 10 questions. If we have a tie after these 10 questions, I will then get my brain, aka Perplexity, our non-registered sponsor, even though we pay for ChatGPT, whichever one's going to be better, that's the one we're going to go with. I'm going to get them to generate 10 more questions that are more difficult if we need to have a tiebreaker. There
We're
will
not
not be
going to
any
tie. I'm
sudden
about
death.
to wipe the floor with this fifth
That's
grader.
what I'm saying. That's what I like to hear. Colin reads at a 7th grade
All
level.
right.
Alex could be in a little bit of
At
trouble
a
here,
6th
kid.
grade level.
I've got
6th grade level.
I've
Here
got
we
some
go.
magic up my sleeve.
Hello, princess. Sound like that guy. Colin likes trains. So anyway, let's get it started. So here's how this is going to work, boys. I'm going to read the question. I'm going to read the answer choices. I'm going to let you marinate on it a little bit, maybe a 10 or 15-second timer in my head or whenever you guys feel like you're ready. Just to keep it honest, we're going to answer at the same time. I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, show. For all of our visitors, all of our listeners, good thing I'm not participating. I would go 0 for 10. For all of our listeners, they're going to show me their answers, but I will obviously say them out loud because if you're only going to listen on audio, I will keep you a part of this game as well. So, boys, we ready? Oh, this is so good. Season 3 is actually Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? This is how we're going to start our first little topic so we can get a little brainstorm going.
We bring guests on and then we quiz them.
And then they have to be smarter than a 5th grader. And if they're not, they never come back on the podcast ever again. Yeah. If they get one wrong, it's like, all right, thanks for joining us tonight. We're going to go ahead and kick Ben off. See you, man.
If you just hit that red button down there at the bottom, wait till you get to 100%.
If you don't mind just leaving, wait till you get to 100% and then never come back on. All right. Question 1, boys. Are you smarter than a 5th grader? Remember, there are 5th here in this world that are able to, that's the first question. Do you think you're smarter than a 5th grader? Remember, they can't control their bowels. All right. Which country is both the largest by land area and spans more time zones than any other country or nation?
Got it.
A, Canada, B, Russia, C, China, D, United States of America, baby, home of UFC fights on the South Lawn. A, Canada, B, Russia, C, China, or D, the United States.
Can we bluff? Can I try to throw Colin off?
I already wrote my answer down.
Well, I was about to say, you guys are going to answer at the same time and y'all can't see anything anyway. All right, boys, y'all ready?
Wait, before you give the answer, I just want to say how glad I am that you're giving us answer choices because I would have been stuck, dude.
Dang,
if we had to write in the answer.
That's what we should have done. I know.
Hey,
okay.
It's not too late.
If it has to go. Okay. All right. So
after the first one,
let this be
this is going to be embarrassing.
This will be the first and last multiple choice question, ladies. To the real show. You're really about to find out how smart we are. Well, what's even worse about this is some people are going to listen and be like, "Aren't Colin and Justin teachers at the high school?" Yeah, we're directing your children, ladies and gentlemen. All right, here we go, boys. First question. 18 minutes in, we have 3, 2, 1, show.
Bingo.
B, obviously, and B. It is B, Russia. Canada has very large.
To be fair, I saw Alex bend down to start writing whenever B was read. So not that one.
So we're looking for clues. So Colin is obviously cheating off the very first question. All right, congratulations, boys. That will be the easiest one because now I will not be giving you any answer choices. You will just have to write your answer. And then when Alex looks down to write, you'll have no idea, Colin. So you just kind of try to match him on his. Listen for the syllables like that Dr. Oz guy or something like that.
If we both agree that we don't know it, can you give us choices then? So like give us an opportunity to know it. And then if we don't,
love it.
Multiple choice.
And if you don't have just a wild guess, now if one, it's got to be unanimous. If one person has a decision that answer that they feel pretty good about,
I'm not ever saying I want answer choices.
Good luck, Alex.
We may end this 1-0 at the very end.
Yeah, all right. Well,
Colin.
Hey, you can't
we may
get
only get
right
one right.
If you don't get the first one right. So far, we're batting 1,000 and we're in the Major League Hall of Fame by leaps and bounds, unless you're Barry Bonds. Here we go. What is spelling will matter on this, boys? Okay, what is the process by which plants make their own food using sunlight?
Done. You're not gonna be able to read this.
I can't wait. I can't wait to fail you guys on spelling.
Come on, teach.
All right, we ready? Answers in 3, 2, 1, show. Photosynthesis. PHOTOSYNTHESIS.
Got it.
Yeah, boy.
Wonderful. 2 for 2. You gentlemen are smarter than a fifth grader so
We
far.
bring the
All right.
boom.
That's what we do.
We're the Costco
All right.
guys. What's question 3?
Question 3 out of 10, boys. We're making our way. Which planet has the shortest day, meaning that it rotates the fastest? You have 9 choices. Pluto's back in the mix, boys. Pluto is a planet, so I can confirm that you have at least 9 choices.
Oh, I know this answer.
Which planet has the shortest day, meaning that it rotates the fastest? I actually guessed this correct, but I did have answer choices. I don't think that I could have gotten this without answer choices. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, that
But
I'm
the
just
host, so
losing
it doesn't
confidence
matter.
by the second.
Okay, well, Colin guessed, so I got to guess. I do not know that.
Okay, but you do you have an answer down? All right, boys. 3, 2, 1.
No way.
See, that's what I thought. It is Jupiter. Jupiter is the correct answer because it rotates faster than any other planet listed on a day. A day on Jupiter lasts a little less than 10 hours, far shorter than the Earth's 24-hour day. Mars is similar, but slightly longer day. Venus is extremely slow. Just because it's closer to the sun doesn't mean it's the actual rotation of the planet.
Well, that doesn't make sense.
First,
So I'm still thinking we're 3 for 3.
well,
around the sun would be a year.
Yeah, that would be your year, but the actual rotation of the planet, that's the day. Wow.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay.
2 to 2.
Well, good thing we didn't have to further explain that one because we would have talked ourselves into people thinking that we're idiots. All right, question 4.
We didn't go to the moon.
Okay, Alex automatically wins. Here we go. Competition over. Now, question 4. What is the capital of Australia?
Oh, I know that.
Do you?
Yeah.
No,
That
you don't.
quick. Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, spelling does count, boys.
Wait, Alex, am I wrong?
I think so.
You're wrong. I think with how quick you answered this, you were definitely wrong unless you just love Australia.
All right.
All right, do we think we have answers? You're probably going to be wrong. You're way too confident. And it's a place I've never heard of. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, show. So close. It is Canberra. So Canberra is the capital of Australia, making it the correct answer. It is located in the.
I knew it was
looking
Sydney because I got that wrong recently.
So it helped. So back in the day, this arrangement, making it the capital, helped balance the regional rivalry between Sydney and Melbourne. Now,
There's
Perth
no shot a 4th grader knows that.
Fifth grader, but
fifth grader.
I'm sure a 4th grader doesn't, but a 5th grader, I think they learned this in their
Dude,
5th grade curriculum.
A 5th grader is like, no.
Someone with
an American 5th grader.
Should our next episode be watching YouTube, watching a YouTube video of somebody that actually answers all these right here? Wouldn't that be
that's
embarrassing?
A good question though. Are these American 5th graders or are they from like China or like one of the best?
Okay, let's be nice here. You don't think we're leading in this, Alex? You don't think we have a little Johnny on the spot that can go answer this against anybody else from anywhere else?
Yeah, maybe one. We don't got a full lineup.
We do not have a full lineup. If we're putting together a basketball team that can go answer these questions, it is going to be Lakers in 5. All right, here we go. So, question 5. We are on a roll, but at least you guys are missing them together, right? So, which of these, and thanks to The Office, I know this, which of these is the largest organ in the human body? Or what is the largest organ in the human body? I know this thanks to Dwight from The Office. Seem pretty confident. It's not Sydney. It's not Sydney, and it's not Perth. Here we go, boys. 3, 2, 1, show. Alex, focus. There you go. Skin. That's it, boys. The skin. Thanks to Dwight from The Office. What are you thinking about right now? Oh, the skin is the largest organ in the body. No, Dwight, you idiot. All right, here we go. I got to answer that. I actually got that right. So I am leading you guys, by the way. Okay. Now, this one I actually knew, but it was a total guess, only because I had things to choose from. Question 6. I'm still smarter than a 5th grader.
It was a guess.
It was a total guess. Thankfully, I had
25%.
A list to choose from. You guys do not. Which metal is liquid at room temperature? Which metal, I'll say that again because there was 0 reaction on that, which means you guys probably have no idea. Which metal is liquid at room temperature? Some 5th graders are going to listen to this and just absolutely laugh at you guys. I love this game. I think it's hilarious. You guys are idiots, man. Jupiter spins so much faster. You guys, no, I just thought it would be a great idea, and I just had a random thought about it. Was it?
Yeah. Legit game show.
All right. Do we have our answers down? Are we ready? 3, 2, 1, show. Alex, congratulations, Mercury.
From downtown.
Alex is
an answer repeater.
Dude,
Alex
I
is an
pulled the
answer
same
repeater.
card from earlier.
He just keeps holding up Perth, Australia, hoping that it's going to be one of the. He's like, I know I'm going to use this down the road for sure. Oh no, Colin falls behind. Colin is getting laughed at by possibly Argon is a gas. By the way,
Argon.
Colin's answers are gonna be wrong if we keep going. Anyway, so Colin, congratulations. There's a fifth grader out there probably laughing at you right now. So question 7, moving on. Alex has got a comfortable lead built up, looking to extend on it. One question. What is the name of the layer of gases surrounding the Earth? Wow, guys, don't think too hard.
Hey.
What is the name of the layer of gases surrounding the Earth? You guys are more confident about the fake capital of Australia than you are about the gases that surround that. Oh, guys, this is good. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching a real-time mental breakdown of our two contestants here.
This should be
that
right.
are much older than a fifth grader, but maybe not much smarter. Here we go, boys. We got answers down. And 3, 2, 1, show. It is the atmosphere. You not only have to think, Colin, you can be as sure as you possibly can. It is called the atmosphere, and I'm a little worried that we weren't a little quicker on that trigger, boys. I'm a little worried that we were allegedly more confident on where we thought the capital of Australia was, or how fast we thought planets
ozone
spin,
popped into my head, and it made me doubt myself.
or what metal is really a gas and is a metal at room temperature. But here we go. Now, both right. Alex is still enjoying a 1-question lead. We're getting close. Colin, you only got 3 more. Lock in, baby. You only got 3 more chances. Here we go. Question 8. Which instrument has keys, pedals, and strings? Which instrument? Oh, no. Alex has got the first one in the answer. He's the first one on the board. Colin is once again looking into space. He's probably looking to see how fast Jupiter is spinning on its 10-hour day. What instrument has keys, pedals, and strings? Colin does not look confident for all of my people that are audio only. It looks like, I think, Colin may think his way into a 2-question deficit here. All right, boys, are we ready? Answers in 3, 2, 1, show. We just talked about organs. It is the piano. Alex extends his lead.
Dude, an organ has keys, pedals. I watched the old lady play it at church.
It is the piano. I can maybe ask for a little bit of explanation.
Hey, where's
a trumpet? Okay,
I thought an organ had pipes.
Okay, should we get like a booth review? Like maybe look up a piano and an organ. Would it fall into the Alex? Can we look it up? This is your lead that you're trying to protect here. So would you like to maybe do a little live fact checking here?
Yeah,
so why is a piano considered in that answer choice and not an organ?
Piano versus
combination
organ.
of keys,
piano versus organ by 4 touchdowns.
Piano versus organ. Skin. Yeah, by 4 touchdowns. Go Ducks. Lake is a 5. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't think we were going to have some controversy on Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? But Colin is throwing the red challenge flag. We are in the booth with Alex, who's also one of the contestants, so he could be Googling other things that are related to the questions that we've asked so far. So really, I don't know who's going on or what's going on right now. The strategy is very interesting. We are trying to figure out why specifically.
An organ is pipes, not strings. An organ allows air to flow through a pipe.
Upon further review, Colin, I think, is in a 2-question deficit now to Alex.
Dude,
Alex is on
challenge
top.
failed.
He's extending.
You lose a timeout, and you have no
It has been upheld. We are not smarter than AI.
I couldn't point an organ out in a room. I don't know why I chose that answer.
Dude, it's okay. What a random.
Because according to AI, we are not smarter than it, nor are we smarter than a 5th grader. Doom, doom, doom. Here we go, boys. Colin, you are down 2 questions, and there are 2 questions remaining.
Ooh.
Alex, all you have to do is basically just get this one right. Colin get it wrong, and this is going to just tie, and this game is over. Ladies and gentlemen, is Colin going to make this up and be smarter than a 5th grader? Or Alex, whichever one.
Find out on season 4 of Good Times Bad Friends.
We'll see you next time, hopefully with a guest on Good Times Bad Friends. No, question 9, boys. Crunch time. Here we go. Colin, come on, man. I need some overtime going on here.
Okay.
OT would be fun.
Ooh, come on, Gaethje. Let's do this. Let's pull this off. 6-1 odds right here. Which historical figure is most closely associated with the theory of gravity after observing a...
I don't have a chance.
No way.
Well, you're going to get it is the only reason.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Do I go to the next one? Do we skip? Do we want to make this a little bit more interesting? Or do we just want to see if Alex can close it out? How about this? If Colin gets it right, do we just count it as a survive in advance and try to get it? Try to give him another one for Alex to be right? What do we want to do here, boys? Or do we just want to play it straight up? Could this be the end of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Colin's writing way too many letters down there.
A lot of letters, my boy.
I have no idea what answer he's about to write. I think he's about to concede the match. I have a pretty good feeling about this.
No. I'm in this.
Let's let Colin show first.
I have a big wager, too. Texas with a $sign.
Oh,
no. He said Einstein, which I think he spelt wrong. The answer is Sir Isaac. No, wait. What'd you put?
Newton.
No, sir. Oh, yeah, it is Isaac Newton. It says Albert Einstein revolutionized physics with relativity, but he's not the figure linked to the falling apple story. It is Isaac Newton. Colin, you are incorrect on what we asked right there. It is the apple story that belongs to Sir Isaac Newton. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to close out the most embarrassing game show that we've ever played on this podcast before. Colin, can we get a post-game interview? I feel like Joe Rogan right now. I met you down in the octagon. It's super emotional. How you feeling right now?
Guys, I didn't bring my best today. I'll be honest. Let's just get out in front of it. Piano was the obvious answer. I really dropped that one. And believe it or not, I've taken my temperature with a mercury thermometer before, and I've seen the liquid move. Like, the answers have been in front of me this whole time, and I just did not channel it deep enough to pull through. But you can be sure and hear me chat. Next time, I will have a Focus Aid and a Monster and a Red Bull feeding the nootropics in my head that this will not happen again. You can put your money on Colin Rutherford for the next one, but Alex, you deserve this win. So good job.
Wow, man, Alex, let's bump it over to you. I feel like that was the weirdest defeat speech I've ever heard. That says wait till next time. How do you feel right now? And then how do you feel about there being a part 2 allegedly?
Man, I'm just really emotional right now. You know, we put a lot of we put a lot of hours in the lab. You know,
hey, I've been studying for weeks. I just knew we were about to do this.
We went to school for about 20 years, just waiting for this moment. Just really glad that all the hard work paid off and that we were able to show up.
Just as a bonus, because we did finish one question early. Do you guys want to hear the 10th and final question, just to see if maybe if it came down to the wire, if we'd be able to pull through there, Colin? You want to know what that final question is?
Yes,
but okay.
He already knows the
short
answer.
circuit. You already know the answers. My telepathy has kicked in, and I feel like Dr. Oz. Okay, so the 10th and final question, just so we can kind of throw it around and see what we think, boys. Which continent is the only one also considered a country? So what is the only continent that is also considered a country? A little heavy pin click right there from Mr. Colin Rutherford, the loser who's extremely emotional right now, to be countered by the winner who is also extremely emotional right now, Mr. Alex, who has been preparing for this moment his whole life.
Alex,
he's only been studying random trivia. All right, we can do that. Alex, show your answer.
But if you're wrong, I get another chance.
Okay. It's worth 3 points.
I don't know why you put Perth again, but Australia. Okay, Colin, show your answer.
Did you put Africa?
It sucks.
But the answer is Australia.
For our people that are listening to audio only, in big bold letters, Colin wrote "Alex sucks!" ! Underneath he said Australia's the answer. Australia is the answer. So that would have been a tie, which also would have meant that Alex is your winner. Boys, I thought that was pretty fun. I like the drafts that we did. I was actually listening to one of the drafts that we did the other day, and it was the World War III draft. And I was like, once again, shot in the dark. That totally worked out. That ended up being a blast. When you're the mediator of something and you don't have to worry about giving a really stupid answer that it's going to live on the internet forever, I think it takes a lot of pressure off you. So for me, that was an absolute honor to be able to host that. I felt like I was at the White House. I felt like I was in the Oval Office walking out for the biggest fight of my life. Colin, is that how you were feeling? Did the pressure get to you? It looked like a couple times you were super confident about planets spinning, but you weren't confident about
my
other things.
Can I give you an honest answer?
Oh, please do. Always.
My family may never see me again because I will be so focused on studying for what random questions
I'm gonna
I
leave
could
my
possibly
family.
get.
I'm gonna be smarter than the smartest fifth grader for sure, at the expense of every relationship I've ever built in my entire life.
There will not be a book on planet
no
Earth
page unturned
that will not have
Page
seen Colin
unturned.
Rutherford's face before bed.
Wow. Alex, do you feel like Sir Isaac Newton right now? Like there's nothing that you couldn't possibly know on the blue side of the earth right now? Like what's going on in your head right now? Are we getting a little bit of an ego built?
Oh yeah, I'm on top of the theoretical apple tree that the apple fell from. I'm in the atmosphere, so to speak.
I
You know,
mean,
the layer
yeah,
of gases
the
around the Earth.
layer of gases that surround us, not the crust, but the atmosphere for
Yeah.
sure.
I think
I
instead
could
of
see you
like I'm
being
going
very
to Disney
atmospheric.
World, I really want to go to Canberra, Australia. That's where I want to celebrate the
I
sweet,
feel like
sweet
going to the capital
victory.
of Australia, which is, Colin, now you know, is
Piano.
piano. The organs of the skin play the
Yeah.
strings and the pedals. No, that
Okay.
was
You got
actually fun.
us.
So when we get started with that, I actually want to lead off by talking about probably one of the biggest events that I didn't know it was that big of a. You know, when you watch something, you're like, I'm kind of watching history, but then you look back a couple days later and you're like, man, that was actually I was actually part of something really cool. Well,
Mhm.
Colin and I, Alex, I don't know if you were able to catch this, but
Mhm.
the UFC fights that were on the south lawn of the White House. When you first hear that, I think the shock value is that's really weird. Some people are like, you know, they get ideologically captured and their political party won't allow them to either enjoy it or they take it way too far. But Alex, were you able to watch the fights? What was your initial thoughts? What did you think about it? Like, kind of give us a little summary of what you thought about those UFC fights at the White House.
Yeah, I have started watching UFC a little bit because Colin texts about it, and he's like, "Oh, did you see what
Dude,
happened?"
100%.
I'm like, "No,"
Only
but I
reason
feel
why I
left
watch it
out.
somewhat consistently.
Yeah, so I did tune in for a moment. I didn't catch much of it because I fell asleep early, but I did watch some of it, and a main reason I wanted to watch it was because it felt like an event that now I would say hopefully never happens again. Like it was amazing, but I think it is only special if it is truly like a one of one event. If it
Mhm.
becomes some type of a
100%.
regular thing, it loses some of that like appeal. So like you said, it's cool to be a part of something that probably will never happen again. I did at first have mixed feelings of like it feels kind of strange. That's like a weird location to host fights. One, it's outdoor. That itself is unusual, and then yeah, just
Yeah.
like in the front of the White House. But then seeing the visuals,
Mhm.
like the flyover, they were
So
walking
cool,
out
dude.
with, like, you know, decorated veterans and stuff, like, it just the visuals of it was insane, it looked so beautiful, it was yeah, it was really cool, and something that probably will never happen again.
Colin, give us your little synopsis before we dive in.
Dude, it was sick. Okay,
So
listen.
cool. Dude, it was
Like,
cool.
it
Way cooler
so
than the WWE, am I right?
dude, I think
Okay, let's
so. I
different
think
conversation, different
I think
conversation.
so. Yeah, WWE is real. But, like, so what was cool about the UFC was, like, it being at the White House wasn't just, like, on the lawn. So people there was a couple fighters who started in the Oval Office, like, looking at the Declaration of Independence, walking down the hallway past, like, the different, portraits of the presidents, and then opening up into the White House lawn coming dude, it was so cool. And something I didn't really agree with, and I'd be curious to hear y'all's opinions, it's weird that not only Americans got to leave from the Oval Office and make that walk through, like, a bunch of different fighters that weren't fighting for a home country of America got to do it as well. So that was interesting. But like, yeah, like Alex said, like the very beginning of like the flyover and all the red, white, and blue, and like all the veterans that were walked out with also the non-Americans. It was a really cool experience. I agree that should probably only happen once, but we won't get too political. There have been some really crazy things that they've also done on the White House lawn for different political parties associated with different colors of the rainbow, protest, all these different things that people are like, then they're like, well, the Republicans stormed the cap. Whatever. This event rocks. This was cool. People got beat up, but it was in the name of America.
Dude, I thought the way they structured it too, which obviously I kind of build up to that, but the very last fight was like this dude that is like all about the US of A. Like,
Hmm.
if he could just get the biggest American flag tattooed on his entire body, covering his face, like he probably would. So the fact that he was in there looking at the Declaration of Independence, I actually didn't think that because I guess Ilya Tapora and all those other guys, non-Americans, were in there. But like that's something to where you're throwing it around in the meeting room. You're like, listen, you know that little like I think
Yeah.
it's awkward if I'm a cameraman and I'm just staring at a guy like shadow box. Can you imagine if that was like his first day on the job? Colin, can you imagine the cameraman's like first day on the job? He's like, oh god, he's like flinching, the camera's all shaky or whatever, and then by the third week he's like, all right, he's not gonna hit me. But I feel like it's one of those ideas like, hey, let's have him do that cool little like shadow boxing thing where they're punching and wasting a lot of energy right there where Trump sits. And I bet Trump was like, great idea.
It's gonna be
But
him.
I feel like that thing could have been the biggest flop of the entire event, and honestly, I thought it was the coolest, like, to walk the halls of something that's been around for obviously 250 well, I mean, not quite 250 years, but, like, it's just been the staple of where the president goes, where all the work gets done, like, where America was built. They walk through the hallways of that place, past
Hmm.
all the presidents that have ever been there, like, I thought that was something that they probably took the biggest risk with, but it ended up paying off. I mean, like, flyovers, like It's just like watching fireworks. Like, you know your tax dollars are
Oh
paying for
yeah.
that, and you're like, I free yeah, dude, do it twice. I'll go ahead and cut a check right now. Write it out to the White House myself. But like, and then the buildup, I just thought it was genius how every fight, because usually you have like the main card, and obviously I'm talking like I'm the expert. You have the fights that really aren't as good, and then they build up to the fight that is the most anticipated one of the night. But apparently that one was loaded because I got all my information from Joe Rogan. He's my residential expert, along with, Fox News and CNN and all those places like that. I watch him over Good Morning America. But he was talking about how he goes, not only were they like the craziest fights leading up to, he literally said about the last one with Justin Gaethje that that's the best UFC fight of all time. So not only did he say it was the coolest event he's ever been a part of, because he said in the little place where they had the little spider dome or whatever, where it looked like somebody was going to get beamed up by aliens, he said behind that there was another event going on where people could show up for free, and he said there were 90,000 people there. So when you would hear the roar of the initial crowd and then the reaction of the 90,000 people behind him,
That's
so
crazy.
he goes, that was not only the coolest event I've ever been to, like environment and everything. He goes, that was the best UFC fight I've ever watched at the very end. So like for me, that does not watch that very often, I think I completely agree with you, Alex, that if they try to do that again at that same place, I think it loses the uniqueness of, I think it was perfect timing. Like you're celebrating a milestone of America with doing something that is just so primitive on the lawn of the White House to basically show everybody from the past, like, no, this is what you need to be doing. So to me, I may not ever watch another UFC fight again unless I'm over at Colin's house and we have nothing else to watch, and you can just tell
Which
the
is
whole
why
time
he
he didn't want
watched
to talk.
this one.
That 100% probably why I watched that one. Because if not, I probably would have watched the highlights. But like, what a cool event! Like I'm sure all the guys that were sitting around watching, writing the Constitution, they were like, "Hey, we're gonna fight wars. We're gonna make sure the American people are taken care of. And in 250 years, I want people to beat the crap out of each other right in front of this house, and I want whoever the president is to enjoy every single second
But
of it."
even CNN was like, this was not a political event. This was like a really cool event that
Yeah.
happened at the White House. Like they were in support of it, which was unique. And then someone else came out in a lot of support for it, of just like it was like it wasn't a MAGA event, it wasn't a pro Trump event, like it was just like a good old, but maybe we shouldn't have fist
It's
fights
just like,
open to the public,
yeah,
on the
yeah.
White House lawn. Maybe it's a one-time thing. But who am I? Who am I? Who am I?
Hey, man. Well, I think it started, all of those outlets were obviously picking sides from the beginning. And then I think it was one of those things where like you watched it and you tried so hard to find things wrong with it, but it was just it was so
Yeah.
unique and so cool in the setting. Like when they were like showing the winners and the losers and basically doing that with like just the glow and like you can see the shadow of the White House in the background. Like I think anybody, no matter what you believe or what side you're on, you probably saw that and you were like, okay, I may not like these dudes beating the crap out of each other, but that's pretty cool, man. But
That's
then
pretty
they could
sick.
easily see that and be like, and Trump could be like, let's do it again. Let's shoot rockets at each other. It's like, no, no, no. Somebody stop him. Like, don't let him tweet about it. Don't.
Someone asked Dana White, they're like, are you going to do this again? He was like, I cannot afford to do it again. This was a
I was gonna say,
one-time
he
thing.
probably lost some.
He
Yeah,
said,
because
we won't do it at the Spear and we won't do it at the White House.
So Rogan said that besides this one right here, the only other one that's ever probably lost money with his calculations was the one they had at the Sphere, because they said that was really good. But he said it was just unbelievably, like, I could not imagine the check you would have to write, or basically the total you would have to see in the end just to put on a UFC event. And then it's like you see some of the purses, and I think this was like one of the biggest purses for most of the winners this time.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, besides that, so not only are you having to pay the fighters more that win or just participate, or I know there's like bonuses or whatever for winning, but then too, it's like, I wonder how much money he lost in the long run. But at the same time, I wonder how many new people watched it that don't usually watch it and are now fans that are going to watch UFC events after. So how much pressure's on the next card? Like, doesn't like Conor McGregor fight pretty soon to try to bring it back or whatever?
Yep.
You think that was playing? You think you were like, all right, I think we get some people back, we get some new people. I think we create this new like following or whatever. And Conor, I need you ready to fight by the next fight.
I don't think he's going to do good, man. But I think that is part of the
Yeah.
plan. I think
Like,
he might be washed.
He's been on steroid, kind of on steroid. I don't know. He's gotten really big somehow. And then he was roundhousing people in a movie. He's an actor.
I don't think he's
Definitely
going to
looked
do
like
good,
he
man.
was on.
He's gonna get eyeballs though.
Yeah, he
He's gonna
definitely
get
looked like he was on some powdered energy drinks, if you know what I mean. Like, he was very
Some
twitchy in
juice?
some interview. Yeah, well, you could call it that. It could be in that
Booger
form
sugar?
if you wanted it to be. Yeah, it could be in whatever form you want it to, Alex, I guess. I don't know. But speaking of being different forms of giving answers and having a perfect transition to what we're going to do, I enjoyed the UFC fights. Still not a wrestling fan, but I'm getting there, Colin. You're changing my mind on some different stuff. I did watch, like, I feel like I've watched two huge events with you. Like, I've been a big part of your life. I watched John Cena's final match, allegedly. I don't know, however he did it, and your
Yeah.
your wife loved it, by the way. And then I got to watch the biggest UFC event with you. I think. Well, I love how today revealed a lot. I mean, there was some stuff that I didn't know about y'all. We're going to get pretty deep in the next couple episodes. We're going to talk about kind of the relationships and the friendships that we've had with other people, that we have with each other now, that we're building. I honestly, I hate to get emotional on this podcast, I really do, but if you put Colin up against a fifth grader, I always thought he had an edge. I really did. But today has made me have to do a lot of soul searching. Next week, we're going to dive into some real problems. We're going to get to the bottom of why Colin can't answer questions better than a fifth grader. No, I'm just kidding. We are going to dive into some things. I feel like people really do kind of want to hear from us. I think we've done a good job of being able to host people, to kind of put them up on this pedestal, to kind of let them brag about themselves, to kind of put their name out there. And we've met a lot of really cool people. I think we say this all the time, but I think you go through seasons to where you can only get so many people on. And I think we've kind of been bound by the fact that we're going to have somebody on, and the episode is just entirely about them, that I think it's about time that we take some topics and see if we can run with them, talk about what certain things mean to us and kind of what shaped us. I feel like we ask the same questions to people that I feel like we're going to have to answer ourselves. So I feel like that's going to be really, really cool. I think we're going to find out a lot about us. We're going to find out who the real ones are that we've been with. We're going to have a little menu, and we're going to kind of dive into to kind of everything that shaped us along the way too, because I think we ask some really good questions, and I think it's time for us to ask some questions of each other and give some really good answers for sure, man.
Yeah, and going along with that, with the conversations we have, and like Justin said, people have like been asking us questions about like our friendship and how this podcast started. So like if you have questions that you want to know, like reach out to us on Instagram, send us messages on Facebook, whatever you have that you're curious about. We're gonna dive into like what friendship means, loyalty versus access. Like, do friendships, are they convenient, or is it because you're around that person? And what happens
Mm.
when you move or those things split? Like maybe drift apart, or when conflict happens, or you have, differing opinion on what fifth graders know versus don't know, like stuff like that. So like if you have questions like that you want to know about us, like we're pretty open books. And I think us having the guests on really taught us how to talk to people. And so I think that's going to help lead us into these conversations.
I was thinking about that the other day, like how challenging was it at the beginning that we had an outline, we knew exactly kind of what we were going to cover, but like trying to keep a conversation alive with somebody that's completely random that sometimes we hadn't met until we had them on the podcast. Like, to me, that developed a skill that I still use outside of the podcast. Like, I can have a conversation with just about anybody in any kind of setting, and I think a lot of that was shaped by the podcast. Like, there were a lot of episodes where I was super nervous, and
Yeah.
then we would bring somebody on, and I'm like, okay, we have a direction, and we kind of know this about them, but then they would expand on it, and we would do such a good job of like keeping it going that I was like, I was pretty impressed by the end of it and kind of our guest series or whatever. Which, if people still want to come on, that's good. They're just going to join the conversations that we plan on having with each other, that we kind of want to build with each other with those topics. And so, feel free. Like, if anybody continues to reach out, if you want to be on the podcast, like, please, like, we want to give you a platform to express yourself, to talk about yourself, kind of brag about yourself a little bit too, because we have been taking places that I never thought we would go and talk to people that I definitely didn't think
This
we'd ever talk
bookshelf
to.
behind me has three
That's what I'm saying. Like,
books of authors that were on the podcast.
authors, preachers, people that worked at like, we are getting people that are way cooler than us, make way more money than us, that could get us destroyed if they wanted to. But
Netflix
at the same time,
documentaries.
100%, like people that are doing some really, really cool things in places and avenues that sometimes we wish that we could get into. So I think that's kind of me living vicariously through other people and being able to ask those questions, because I can't do it all. I've kind of picked my lane and I'm going to stay in it. And so I think it's really cool to hear from some other people that are super successful in other lanes and avenues within the professions that they do. Like, well, I mean, we have some people on that are like legitimately famous, and
Yeah.
you're talking to them and you're like, wow, they're coming on our podcast to be able to talk to us. Like, it just kind of adds another layer, you know? But that's where we're headed. Like I said, it's just going to be chapters. We're going to start telling some stories. We're going to kind of create our own little book to put up on the bookshelf. But if some people join along the way, that's exactly what they're going to do. We will probably come back to this, because I feel like trivia, Are You Smarter Than, like, that was just very enjoyable to watch you guys get put on the back burner like that. Like, there was some real heat and some real pressure. You guys were on the anvil today, and I don't know if you're getting shaped or we got to throw you in the water a little bit and beat the crap out of you, but that hammer is going to get pulled out again, Colin. I can promise you that. Yeah, we got to know our
Our
guesses,
own little
man.
World Cup
We
of
got to
trivia.
know our guesses. Yeah.
I was ill prepared, and let's just say it won't happen again.
It showed on film.
No,
Okay.
we got to be better. No,
All right.
but like when we get into this, what are you guys thinking? Like, what direction you think it's going? I mean, I know we have once again we have topics, we have certain ways that we want to go. Like, what do you guys want to get out of now? Kind of being a little bit more vulnerable with just us three. Like what kind of revelations do you want to kind of find out? Like, what kind of information do you want to give, and do you want people to find out about y'all?
I'm excited for this first season because we've been doing the guest series for so long, and we
So
get to
long.
talk to and learn a lot about the guests. But us three don't really get to like talk, but amongst ourselves or like share discussions or ideas. And it's been a long time since we've done that. So that is something I've been missing about the podcast. Is like, yeah, when us three get to talk about topics or things that are going on, we're so often just talking to the guest or about the guest. So I'm just excited just to talk to y'all and also see like if the community or the fans have any seasons they want to see, any topics that are
Yeah.
interesting to them or things they want to recommend.
Colin,
Yeah.
what do you think?
I agree. And before I give my answer, how crazy is it that there are legit like people, maybe not fans, but like people who are like, we didn't drop an episode last week. They're like, hey, where was the episode? I listened to them
Yeah.
all. Like people are like wanting to listen. So
Yeah.
I think giving them an insight to our live would be kind of just fun for them. And give us your feedback. If you hate it, wait for the next one. And if you hate it twice, then
Give
then
it,
we can
5 or 6 episodes, and then really tell
and
us
then
if
we
you
could
hate
probably
it or
talk
not.
about it. But no, I think like whenever we went hunting and Alex came with us, I think that was the first time we were all together actually like sitting
Yeah.
by the fire, talking about some really cool stuff. And now we get to do it weekly with stuff that actually matters and isn't like a pre-made environment, but we can actually like get into it. So that'll be cool. Talking about our friendships and Alex, like I still want to do the guest series, like bring on like someone who was
Yeah.
like part of our friend group or part of Alex's friend group and kind of just talk about not them, but the like anatomy of the relationship that is built.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of diving into our dynamic, but then it's also going to dive into some of the things that, inevitably that we got back to, because I think you saw with our guest, it was a lot of people that shared the things that we do, whether it was through our, social media algorithm or just people that we were interested in. I think we got on some of the same topics. So we're going to talk about, what it means to grow up the way we did, our friendship group, kind of how, where Alex came from and kind of the stuff that he had. And then just talking about, most of the time, what it means to be a man, what it means to be someone who has to provide, what it means to, be someone that tries to navigate the dynamic of being in this world today and the kind of stuff that you have to do to be able to provide for your family and what we do for work and kind of how we dive into it. I think people are just going to learn a lot about us and how we feel about all the things that we've been kind of talking to other people about and the things that we have endless questions about. I think we're about to answer a lot of the questions that people probably have about us. Like, I think a lot of the time we're asking questions, and I think the way that we're asking them, people are like, oh man, I wish they would answer that question. Well, here you go. Like, I think we're going to dive into seasons where we're going to be answering questions that I think a lot of people would want to spin back around on us that we give to other people that we have in our outlines and everything like that, and that we're just genuinely interested in, because I think you just kind of gravitate to what you're naturally interested in, and I think it's going to be really easy for us to talk about stuff like that. It may be a little bit, a little repetitive or anything like that, but I think people want to know all of that information about us. I think people want to dig into kind of where we come from, what shapes us, and why we chase the things that we chase on this podcast. So I think it'll just be a revelation of kind of who we are, and I think it'll kind of tell a story, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. Seasons start next week. If you're still listening, thank you. Go ahead and press follow. It's going a new direction. You're gonna want to be a part of it, and it's not just like a listening experience. I think it's gonna be like a group thing going forward. So be a part
No
of
doubt.
it. Ask your questions, listen, and just get to know us a little more. But you following on Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, following the things, liking the reels helps us so much. The reels that just blew up this past week have helped our podcast grow in exponential ways, and that was just one person. You can help too. So 1, thanks for hanging on this long. 2, season 3 starts next week. 4, I am not smarter than a 5th grader. We're out of here. See you later.
Until next time. Ba-bum-ba, good times.
Good times, bad friends.